Hey there, pop culture adventurers, and welcome back to another episode of the Pop Culture Jungle, the show where we swing through the vines of movies, TV, and all things entertainment. I'm your host, George, and today we've got a fantastic episode lined up for you. Joining me, as always, is our brilliant co-host, Justin.
Brilliant this week.
How's it going?
Wow, I'm good. Tired. Disneyland Park closes at 8 p.m. today. Did you know that?
I did not, so I'm really glad that I did not drive out there like I originally was going to.
Sweetheart's Night.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It is that time of year. We also got a special treat for you today. Our friend Jamie is back to
Hi,
join
guys.
the
That's far away, friend.
I mean, it's accurate.
It is accurate. So we're excited to have you here. We're going to kick things off with our headline topic. MuppetVision 3D is taking its final bow at Disney Hollywood Studios. That's right, folks. It's time to say goodbye to the iconic attraction. We'll dive into what this means for the park and share our favorite memories of the show and introduce Jamie to part of it because I don't think Jamie's ever seen any of it.
No, I haven't.
That's a crime.
Yeah. But that's not all. We've got plenty more to discuss, including a hot rumor about a new Black Panther entering the MCU. Could we see a new king of Wakanda? Also, we know the Acolyte Season 2 has been canceled, but what happened, and what does that mean for the franchise's future? And speaking of Star Wars, the upcoming Rey movie series has, you guessed it, yet another new writer. We'll break down what's going on behind the scenes and what we can expect from this mess of a project. So grab your favorite snack, settle in, and let's swing into the wild world of pop culture.
We need some, jungle noises.
Jungle noises?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Now, we are going to start off because again, Jamie hasn't seen it. I did reach out to the Concrete Wanderer. This video is linked in the description below. I told him I would do that to get permission to do this. We're going to show Jamie the grand 3-hour finale to all nations of the world, especially America, and then we'll get into the actual article. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Is there anything Dean can do in the final number?
Oh gosh, maybe
Such a good show.
He could set off the fireworks.
That sounds great! Yeah, I'll stay and help. I love fireworks. Okay. Sam, are you about ready?
Yes, it's a glorious 3-hour finale.
You got a minute and a half. Okay, everybody, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the Muppets proudly present the final demonstration of MuppetVision 3D.
So, Jamie, as I told Justin, this is probably the best description of what this show was all about. Like, all the mayhem you could think of with the Muppets is all thrown into this one scene.
Oh, dear.
And, of course, it's all 3D, so that's all 3D gimmicks, too. It's fantastic.
What are you doing? Get back to the
Is it over yet?
I already miss it, Justin. It's not even gone yet. I already miss it.
Oh, that's a cool effect on the ceiling.
Right? Like, this theater is, amazing.
What's this?
Stop the movie! Stop the movie, Chef! Hey, Chef! Can't you hear me?
The penguins have a cannon.
Stop, everybody!
Ah!
Look out!
Swedish chef with a shotgun. Even if this comes to streaming, there's no way we'll ever be as good as in person.
No.
Everyone okay in here? Raise your explosion!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize for our slight technical difficulties. I do wish to assure you that no one was hurt, and this theater suffered only minor damage. So thank you very much for coming to see this demonstration of MuppetVision technology, and enjoy the rest of your stay, and come see us again sometime.
Oh, it's so good. Like I said, it's a good little quick showing. One thing while we still have this up before I go to the article. Go back. So one cool thing about this little guy, he is computer animated, okay? He's actually a puppet. There's actually footage of them testing a puppet arm that was actually used to control him. So they could just do regular puppet movements. It was a new piece of technology built for the show.
That's cool.
Interesting.
And I mean, and again, it's Jim Henson's last piece of work. Justin, favorite scene in the show?
Why'd you throw me on the spot like that?
Because I needed a minute while I'm changing screens around.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, man. The whole thing, just the whole show. I love the Muppets.
The whole show is very fantastic. So Disney has announced the closing date. This is coming from wdwmagic.com. And the Transformation Land. So phase 1 is Mama Melrose's closing, which that's closing May 10th. Melrose is you've never eaten at Melrose.
Oh, I thought that was Pizza Rizzo. Oh,
No,
Pizza Rizzo's right there.
Mama Melrose is the one that apparently everything I've ever seen always doesn't get great reviews. So that one doesn't bother me as much. Phase 2 is MuppetVision and Pizza Rizzo, which closes June 7th. Again, it's been a fan favorite since 1991. They've never changed it because they've only done some updates to like the outside of the building. Because again, this is Jim Henson's last piece of work. He never got to see the finished product of it. He passed away during its finishing. The Kermit in this is, I think, the last recording we have of Jim Henson playing Kermit.
I believe
Like
so.
that. But it will make way for a Monstro Theater and a new attraction that Disney says will bring the humor and excitement of Monsters, Inc. to life.
We'll see about that.
There's a big shoe they have to step into to fill in. Come on now, it's Muppets.
One of my issues with this, and because I haven't heard a lot about it, but I have heard some about it. And again, I've never seen it, but it's been a fan favorite for years. It's his last work, and you're taking it up this quickly. It would have worked as a theater in Monstropolis. It would have worked.
As I put it to Senior, so my father, taking away MuppetVision is like going and taking away Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Like these were both passion projects for both of these big creators.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wrong. Mouse, thank you.
I think they found a way to make it work, but they didn't want to.
No, they saw an opportunity. I mean, part of it is there is a lot of different effects that go on. There are 3 animatronics in here, so that's extra cost. And you have the live Muppet performer. I mean, it's just a cast member, but the live Muppet performer come through the show 2 different times. So that's a puppeteer you're paying every show for 16 hours a day. Not saying that justifies getting rid of it because the show is still busy. It doesn't fill up a theater, but the theater's huge. But the show is always busy. On top of that, during summer, it's a fantastic place to go sit down and relax.
Yeah, and it looks like it's like a 20-minute show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 10-15 minute show because the 20 minutes is also adding in the pre-show because the pre-show loop in this thing is long and it's hilarious. We get to see Rizzo the Rat as Mickey Mouse. Because as he put it, they're tourists. They won't know the difference. What's next for Grand Adventure? With the phase closure complete, construction will begin on transforming the Grand Avenue area into the world of Monstropolis. The new land will include Harryhausen's restaurant, a flying door roller coaster housed in the iconic door warehouse, and the reimagined central courtyard. Do they have the full photo in this article? I don't think they do. There it is. So this is MuppetVision here. This is a new building they're adding behind everything.
Yeah. And then that green roof is Pizza Rizzo, right?
This is Pizza Rizzo. Mama Melrose is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually, this is maybe Melrose. I'd have to re-look at it because that makes sense to just move Harryhausen's in the Melrose and just update the kitchen. And then right here is the Muppet store, which is being totally destroyed and taken down altogether for some trees, which I'm okay with trees. Trees in a theme park, fantastic idea.
Yes.
I think this land could have legitimately started right here, right at the end of the courtyard, and it would have been fine. And nobody would have had any complaints.
And even Muppets could fit in Metropolis. It's not.
Yes, Muppets still could fit in Monstropolis. I know Justin and I have sat on opposite sides of the spectrum of that one.
It could.
But
I'm not saying it's a great fit. But
it's not a great fit at all.
Really popular enough for its own.
Apparently. I think it's more so the Muppets.
Jamie?
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
What'd you say?
Is Monsters Inc. really popular enough for its own land?
More so than the Muppets, I'd argue.
I would say yes, more than the Muppets, mostly because Disney's still being relevant with it.
Yeah.
Disney really hasn't done anything actually profitable and such with the Muppets because they don't seem to know how to handle the Muppets. Is that a good way to explain that?
Yeah, I agree.
Because, like, we still get, well, at least we had, I don't know if they continued, I only watched a few episodes of it, the Disney Plus show for Monsters, Inc.
For Monsters, Inc., we got a whole second season.
We
are getting a second season.
Okay, so that's relevant. Because that's what I was concerned about. Is like, are they still making content with it? Or, because to me, it's a good movie. Great movie. Even the second one I thought was great. But to have its own land, I'm debatable on that.
Well, see, I'm in a small group. I think Disney needs to move away from trying to make so many immersive lands.
Okay.
Us having immersion for certain pieces to me makes sense. But
everything immersive gets to be a little much.
And then you just keep landlocking yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the problem with, Galaxy's Edge, which is right here next to it, the way they set it up, it blocks itself from putting anything behind it. Because they did so much time for the immersion of the rocks. Right here, we're doing the same thing again. We're building straight down a courtyard to put, the Monstropolis building at the end, and we're just blocking us in again.
Yeah.
On top of that, a problem that MuppetVision had, so way back in the day, before Star Wars was here,
okay,
this actually continued around. There was actually an exit out of this way back into the rest of the park. So you had a good flow of traffic. To build Star Wars, they closed off the gate that's right here.
Okay.
And so unless you were going into MuppetVision, you never came back to the shop. You never came back in here.
I didn't even know there was a shop back there.
And you get let out next to it every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate dead ends like this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's
Hollywood Studios is full of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I actually really like Galaxy's Edge placements in Disneyland because it completed that loop. Critter Country no longer was a dead end. You could get somewhere from there.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's really what also hurt MuppetVision because its audience attendance did go down but it's never gone low. It's never gone to a seasonal attraction because it still pulls in a good number of viewers. Every show. Now, Justin, I want your opinion on this one. You might have a. So we know we're getting a new monster show.
Yep.
In the Monstropolis Theater, or whatever they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a sign right here for Laugh Floor.
Are you
Are they
suggesting
moving
they're
Laugh
gonna
Floor?
No, because it's still a theater. Laugh Floor isn't in a theater. That's the
Okay.
way I look at it.
Wait, are they moving what?
So over in Magic Kingdom, because this was done in the time where Disney didn't know what to do with Tomorrowlands. So like in Florida, like in California, how we have Buzz Lightyear randomly in Tomorrowland. In Florida, they have Buzz Lightyear in Tomorrowland, but they also have Monsters Inc. because they have a Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which is pretty much Turtle Talk with Crush, but a more basic version of it.
I mean, it
That's
could
what
just
Mike
be
was asking
advertising for it in another park.
Yeah. What'd you say, Joe?
It's Mike was asking instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we know the closing of this, okay? We know the closing of Muppets. We know that for the Hollywood Studios anniversary celebration they just did recently, that Kermit and Miss Piggy were like the main hosts of it, okay? If that's the case, coming over here from WWW News Today, why is there no closing date for Rock and Roller Coaster yet? Obviously, they're moving forward on the one side, so despite the recent news of MuppetVision 3D and Pizza Rizzo closing this summer to make way for Monsters Inc. themed land, Disney still has yet to announce a closing date for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. That doesn't give me good signs that this thought was all the way through when they announced it.
Yeah.
I have a question. Where is Rock and Roller Coaster?
The opposite side of the park.
The complete opposite side of the park.
Okay.
It's in another dead end courtyard.
Yep.
Why are they announcing the closure of it? Or why aren't they? What's going on with that?
Jub, go for it.
We don't know. That's the thing.
Well,
are you saying like
no.
why is that a big deal? Because they're changing out Aerosmith for Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem.
So, there we go. For reference, Grand Avenue is here, which means MuppetVision is right here. Okay.
Okay.
We have to go all the way north, across the middle of the park, and then we come over here because there's Launch Bay. Am I going the wrong way?
Yeah, you did. Sunset Boulevard, the big long street. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah. So here's MuppetVision. So we come up, we come across Commissionary Way, we come across the middle, we come over here next to Starbucks, then we go all the way down Sunset Boulevard. Then we make a left on Growler Street.
Right past Haunted
Here,
Mansion.
Tower Terror, but
Tower Terror, yeah.
so it's going over here into this dead end of a courtyard.
Okay.
If this is the big replacement for it, and this is the, apology to Muppet fans that Muppets are still going to be here, why wouldn't the coaster already have gone down to start prepping for it? So that way you can close MuppetVision, on Tuesday and open
then have it,
Rock and Roller Coaster on Wednesday.
And then have it open. Maybe they're gonna ride it out for one more summer season, and then once summer is over, and we hit fall, I think that's when they might close it down. So that they don't have back-to-back goodbye farewell seasons or whatever.
But I don't think people will be as upset about about Aerosmith leaving MuppetVision.
I would be.
Because people have been talking about for like the last 6 years Aerosmith leaving.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, now I understand better. So Kermit and everyone's taking over Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yes.
Okay.
Which again might be entertaining. I mean, they're not going to change anything to the coaster.
No.
All
Coaster
they're
isn't
going to do,
change.
they're probably going to repaint the train, so it's going to look similar to like this kind of 70s esque. And then they'll update the music.
I think they'll keep the exact same story too. I think that'd be really funny if they did.
But here's my other question for you, Justin. Again, you know I'm a big Muppets fan. I love the Muppets.
Yep.
How many people are really going to care that Electric Mayhem is taking over Aerosmith or taking over Rock and Roller Coaster? Besides you, because
For one.
Because I mean, if we look at more of the younger audience, they're not going to.
Nobody knows who Dr.
Mayhem
Teeth and the Electric Mayhem is.
So I mean,
didn't know when you said it, to be honest.
like to me, it's a funny idea. And again, I enjoy Dr. Teeth and Electric Mayhem. Like I still,
You're not going to go on it.
I won't. No, because I get sick on Rock and Roller Coaster. But I mean, I still like even go back and listen to the Muppets version of Bohemian Rhapsody with Dr. Teeth and all that. Like it's funny, it's hilarious, but I don't think this is the right fit.
No, I don't think so. I think this was Aerosmith was too expensive to keep renewing their contract, and Muppets is going bye-bye. Oh no, our Muppet fans are angry. Put them back. I think that's exactly.
I think it's that, and also the controversy that Aerosmith recently, well, not recently, but in the last 6 years, since that's when it's been being talked about, came into.
Yeah, probably.
Any other statements?
It just feels like a little bit rushed, and it's not going to fit. It kind of fits in with what we said together about Tiana's Bayou. Is I'm okay with it being rethemed. I don't think that was the right choice in a retheming.
Yes. But hey, and I don't have a Tiana's Bayou Adventure article this week, which is very surprising because there's always something.
Wow.
The biggest thing to say though is maybe this one will actually work since all this is going to be is music and lighting.
That's a good joke, George.
You're awfully helpful today.
I am being a little bit hopeful today. So, Moana 2 came out.
Order.
Last week we talked about Moana 2 actually breaking $1 billion, which surprised the two of us. And Jamie, I don't know your opinion of that.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so
fair enough. But hey, you're gonna be able to see the movie soon because coming out of Forbes, Moana 2 is now streaming. And
now,
now as in today.
No way.
So Moana 2 is now available to stream as of January 28th, nearly 2 months after the film made its theatrical debut over Thanksgiving weekend. Planning your next family movie night? Keep reading to learn how. We're gonna skip through.
Thank you, Forbes. No, thank you.
Animated. We're gonna skip down. Moana 2 continued to dominate the box office. Dominate is an interesting word to put there. I would not put dominate. Recently crossing the impressive 1 billion milestone worldwide. It's the third Disney release of 2024. We already read all this last week. However, at least I'll be honest about this part. Moana 2 has received mixed reviews from critics, earning a 61 score of Rotten Tomatoes, much lower than the original 95.
It might only be on digital. I don't think it's on streaming yet. I don't think it's on Disney Plus yet.
You have to buy
How to watch Disney Moana 2 at home.
Okay.
Moana 2 is now available to stream on video-on-demand platforms, including Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV Plus, and Fandango at home. You can purchase Moana 2 for $30 or rent it for $25.
What?
What is this pricing scheme?
What?
For rentals, you have 30 days to start watching it and 48 hours to finish it.
That's wild.
Additionally, Moana 2 will drop 4K optical media bad, Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD starting on Tuesday, March 18th. When will it come to Disney Plus? That's a great question. It will eventually make its way to Disney Plus at a later date. They have not announced that.
It's like they wonder why Disney Plus is failing.
I mean, I'm kind of back and forth on your statement on that one, Jamie. So I agree at not dropping to Disney Plus right away.
Yes.
because they're trying to make the money off it.
Yes.
If we look at Microsoft games right now, all their games that they are directly doing drop pretty much day one normally to Game Pass. I can tell you for myself at least, it's dropped how many games I buy tremendously.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is hurting the sales of the game industry. Yes, they
But-
get a percentage of people who are playing it, but
how many subscribers are the game per game? Because we can talk about this. We can talk about this more later when we get into the Xbox one. Because October obviously was the highest Game Pass subscribers we've ever had. Period. And it was because of Black Ops alone.
correct. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, but my counter of that is, and again, we don't know because we obviously don't work for Microsoft. How much do the game developers actually get of those percentages?
That is the big question.
Because
we know it's not a percentage.
Yeah. We look over here at the physical side for Moana, and I mean, Disney's going to push, they want everybody to buy digitally because ideally you're going to pay for it digitally and they can take a bigger percentage. Physical media, you have to pay to, print the disc. Optical media, bad. This is actually...
Oh, sorry, but they did it during COVID. They released movies and you could pay to watch it. You could pay a cheaper price on Disney Plus, let's say $15 since it's going for $25, and you get early access on your Disney Plus. They could have done that.
They could have done that, but I think that was causing problems also because people were getting mad. Why are they paying extra for Disney Plus?
But that was day and date.
That was
I think that was the biggest issue, was that it was day and date. But also, why are we time gating stuff? Why am I paying for something that's just time gated? Why would I pay for something that's just time gated? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not even sure how much that stuff actually sold well to Disney Plus when they did the extra work to do that.
That's fair. My reason behind it is you have that kid that really wants to see it. There's a cheaper option, and you get all the Disney shows. Sounds like a good deal to me.
But me as Disney, I'll play Disney for the minute. I want you to subscribe and pay that subscription, and I want you to buy that movie while you wait. It's also why they immediately stopped doing the Disney Plus and theater drops at the same time, because I want you to buy the tickets to see it, so I make more money there, and then you keep the subscription and you watch it later.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just you could do it. I understand where you're coming from, but also just having it released early instead of at a slightly cheaper price would drive more people, I feel like, to Disney Plus when you have those kids that, for example, loved Moana 1 because it's been the most streamed movie for the past 2 or 3 years. You can now do Moana 2 at a little bit cheaper price. It's on your Disney Plus. Yes, it's going to get unlocked in a month-ish, but you have it earlier and you don't have to spend quite as much, and then you have that subscription already.
Yeah,
get it somewhere else.
I mean, even as this article kind of goes on to explain, I did the wrong one. There it is. Moana 2 will eventually make its way to Disney Plus at a later date. Fans can expect the animated film to arrive on Disney streaming services approximately 3 months after theatrical debut. So likely sometime in February. It's just crazy to me that we'll have the digital sales and I think the physical sales, if I remember seeing that, wherever that was.
It was DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K Ultra.
There it is. So that's a March. So okay, so it should be already on Disney Plus by the time it goes to physical. That's at least a little bit better to me.
Yeah, I'd expect that.
Yeah, because if they were going to hold out that until afterwards, then that would have been really odd and such.
Yeah.
I haven't closed my articles. There we go. So let's jump over to a rumor for Marvel.
Marvel
This coming from That Park Place. Rumor has it Marvel to finally honor Chadwick Boseman's reported wishes to recast the Black Panther in the MCU. Black Panther 3 was confirmed greenlit by Kevin Feige and Lois Diespo.
Luis Desposito.
Thank you. In December of 2024, apparently they intend to recast the role King T'Challa, made famous by Boseman. After the successful Black Panther movie, news of Chadwick Boseman's death struck fans across the world. At the time, Marvel Studios decided to not recast T'Challa as a homage to Boseman. They also decided to pass the mantle of Black Panther to his sister Shuri. Learning this, Chadwick Boseman's brother stated Chadwick would have wanted his character recast. He insisted that Chadwick's believed the influence of T'Challa and the Black Panther would and should continue through another actor, that his legacy would endure. Though many fans agreed and urged Marvel executives to honor Boseman's wishes, they ignored the feedback, instead recasting Black Panther as a skinny woman. They also used Boseman's death as a plot point for Wakanda Forever. In the film, T'Challa dies off-screen from disease, mirroring Chadwick Boseman's lost battle with cancer. Then they passed the role and titled the Black Panther to Shuri T'Challa, his younger sister, or T'Challa's younger sister. Though this did in fact occur in the comics, it was not a good move on Marvel Studios. Using Chadwick Boseman's death as a plot driver was both disrespectful and insulting to the late actor and the character being played. But Marvel, of course, didn't care. It used the opportunity to put Shuri in the Black Panther costume. That being said, I have my opinion of that. I think they did a good
Yeah, this article is
job.
like heavily opinionated.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think they did a good job with dealing with the death. My problem was, and I think I've said this before on the channel. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I think they stretched out the issue of the death way too long through the movie. Like, they did a really good funeral for it and a really good usage of it. Not usage of it, but homage to him and such at the beginning of the movie. And then the character never progresses.
Yeah.
She's having the same problem the whole way through. The villain, Namor, was
Namor? Hello?
Poorly written.
Yeah.
Boring subplot. And then we come back to, at the very end of the movie, her finally going ahead and deciding to grieve for her brother's loss. Legitimately, there is no character growth the whole way through. And to me, I thought the first Black Panther, fantastic. I think it's actually very well done.
Yes, absolutely.
The second one, I've watched it once, and that was more than enough.
You watched it twice, actually.
Yeah, because
I watched it twice. Oh, we watched it on the cruise ship.
And it broke in theaters, remember?
Well, yeah, with you, I watched it in a broken theater.
Parker.
With Parker.
Yeah.
That's right. But I saw it with Justin. I think that was one of the nights I was drunk, though.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Let's see. With the introduction of the multiverse comes new casting and recasting opportunities. Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder revealed that the door is firmly open for T'Challa to be recast via the magic of multiverse. In the article from Direct, Jeff's sources claim that Marvel is already in talks with several actors, and he stated that fans should expect Black Panther recast to be announced for Black Panther 3. Jeff also claimed the Black Panther director Ryan Coogler will help with the recasting process in order to ensure that everything will be handled in the utmost care in consultation with Boseman's family, which is, to me, a fantastic statement.
If it's true.
If it's true. That is supposedly from an insider. I at this point, I can't remember the exact figures, but I know Black Panther 2 did not do as well.
No.
It did not hold up as well, and its watch hours is nowhere close to what Black Panther 1 was.
Yeah.
Go for it.
What did I want to say? Oh, yeah. This scares me a little because I think multiverse recasting is lazy. And it makes your character progression worthless because it's not your character that you know that progressed through stuff. It's a completely new character that could have the exact same stuff, but it was different. And I don't know. So I don't like this. I think there are better ways to recast him, like aging up his son and just calling him T'Challa Jr. I think we can just do that instead.
I see where you're coming from, but I do know we're moving more into the multiverse again.
Yeah.
Marvel's trying more into it. And the problem with aging up his son would mean all the other characters would have to age that much also. Again,
Not necessarily. Could have some timey-wimey stuff.
And then you start dealing with Hot Tub Time Machine. You have issues with that.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, they could like. There are ways, George. There are ways.
He fell in a radioactive pit.
What is this? Is this DC? Does he exist in Gotham? Is he going to become the next like Joker? Like,
no. My thoughts on it: they had their choice earlier when he died to recast him and do two with a new actor, and I think people would have been fine with that. Of course, actor died. There's nothing you can do about that. Unfortunately,
I go back and forth on it.
But yes, it's back and forth. It's kind of like when they replaced James Rhodey for War Machine.
I disagree because that was more of a money thing and a non-big established universe. He appeared in one film and then was replaced for the next one. Versus T'Challa appears in 4.
That being said, there's nothing they could have done. They could have recast it, continued the same story, and they chose not to. I think it's a bad choice now, just because it didn't. I felt like it was more poor writing than anything else for the movie.
I feel like at the time, I think it was the right decision to honor him and his family and his death. But now looking back, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah,
I can see that. I also feel like you made the choice, now stick with it. But that's also the person I am. You've made your choice, stick with it.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't always go back. Undo.
I mean, my comment, my thing is again, according to the article, that's where I have my info from. His family had made it clear when they heard that the second movie was going to happen that he would have wanted them to recast him and continue the story that way. If that is entirely true, which I actually could see by the way he was, that probably was the case. That's really cruddy on Marvel.
Yeah.
To ignore that and just try to go their own route of it. So maybe this is, even though they're going the multiverse way, maybe this is their way trying to apologize to the family and go back and fix it.
Yeah.
I can see that as well. I don't like the way they're doing it. I mean, it'd be funny, hear me out for a second, if they basically, throughout the multiverse, just recast the actor, and then it's like, it was a bad dream, for sure.
Bro.
That's a way to go ahead and spit on the last movie. Just this did not exist. Namor does not exist in this universe yet. I mean, it would explain the horrible look of like that entire set of scenes against Namor.
Stop calling him Neymar. It's Namor.
You see how much I care.
Because I mean, the movie's so dark. It's a dream. Because you can't watch that movie in a brightly
Can't see anything. It's too dark.
It's just a fever dream.
Okay. Well, jumping over the Pirates and Princesses, The Acolyte. The Acolyte was the number 2 Disney Plus show in 2024. So why was it still canceled? This is coming out. So I've seen many articles in the people upset with Star Wars show was canceled due to low viewership. The Acolyte is reportedly the second most watched show of 2024, but that is the issue. It was for 2024, which saw lower viewership on these shows. So data comes from Luminate Data. They are a third-party source, because I know you were going to ask the question, Justin, who actually went through and reviewed all the different streaming services and then made their list and such. These are all based on numbers from Nielsen, from Disney, they're compiling all of it. So we actually look into the article side first. which compiled a list of shows and viewing times for 2024. The information on the chart is compiled from data between December 29th, 2023 to December 31st of 24. Here are the top shows. Are you going to scale right? Are you going to scale it all? There it goes. So this is the Disney Plus top 10 TV shows for 2024. Percy Jackson, the first season, with 3,000 million minutes watched, released in December 23. The Acolyte, 2,600 million minutes watched. Agatha All Along, 2,200 million minutes watched. Echo, 1,500 million minutes watched. X-Men 97, 1,400 million minutes watched. Star Wars The Bad Batch, 923 million minutes watched. Skeleton Crew, 914 million minutes watched. Ahsoka, 841 million minutes watched. Mandalorian Season 3, 811 million minutes watched. Mandalorian Season 1, 693 million minutes watched. The sad part is Mandalorian Season 1 is still on this list.
Yeah.
That's been a while.
Is that good? Back when Star Wars was good.
So it did well for 2024, but that does not mean it's good enough to warrant the huge spending on Season 2. How does this compare to other Star Wars shows? Here's the issue. Mandalorian Season 3. The Acolyte only has 5.5 weeks of data. So this is comparing the total minutes watched for the first 12 weeks of the show. It only has 5.5 weeks because it kind of fell off the chart by that point. The chart was created a little more than halfway through the year, comparing the shows apples to apples for 12 weeks gave us a better idea of how each performed. So, Mandalorian Season 1 is just shy of 6.5 billion minutes. Book of Boba Fett in 12 weeks.
Jesus Christ. Wait, that was Season 1, right?
That was Season 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind.
No, that's
that was Season 3.
That was Season 3. The Book of Boba Fett, Season 1, had just over 6 billion.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi had just over 5 billion. Andor had over 4 billion. Ahsoka had over 4 billion. The Acolyte had over 1 billion.
What is that little marker? 1.5. So it would have been at like 3. So yeah.
That said, in the almost 7 months since The Acolyte premiered, it only reached 2.7 billion minutes watched, which is far behind the other shows the chart only shows the first 12 weeks of.
Yeah.
So it means after 12 weeks, which is 3 months, it barely got to that marker. It still did not even compare to Ahsoka, which already was canceled because of its low viewership because it couldn't get enough views also. In fact, Luminate said the following regarding the shows of 2024. 2024 saw diminishing returns for some of the best properties Disney Plus. Biggest properties on Disney Plus, thank you. Both live-action Marvel TV series Echo and Agatha All Along underperformed when compared to 2023 series like Loki and Secret Invasion. Both these 2024 titles also underperformed compared to Percy Jackson and the Olympians, a late 2023 release. Percy Jackson is a known IP based on beloved novels, but the only screen adaptations are the 2 films, 2010 and 2013. The franchise had never been given a faithful author-approved adaptation. Clearly, this would apply the Star Wars franchise when we see the drop-off of shows pre-2024 to the Acolyte in 2024. So, again, these are the things that we've already said before. Acolyte didn't have the viewership. But to be fair, again, they talk about overall. We're going to jump to our next article, which still does relate. And this is over at that Park Place for Rings of Power Season 2. So this is showing that we're not just hating on the Acolyte. So Rings of Power Season 2 lost 60% of the first season's audience, according to the same article. Lumina TV.
With that, this is the Lord of the Rings one, right?
This is the Lord of the Rings one.
I watched the first episode. of the first season, and that's all I've ever seen of it. And I really like Lord of the Rings. So
Correct. So
I had a hard time
Limited-
following along.
you broke up there. What was that?
I had a hard time following it.
Okay.
I understand it's different. In watching the first one, I just had a hard time and then never got back into it.
So the Lumina TV and film report for 2024 paints a grim picture for the Amazon's Ring of Power, with season 2 performing a staggering 60% worse than its predecessor. Despite Amazon's effort to spin the narrative, the billion-dollar series appears to have been abandoned by a significant portion of its audience, cementing its place as one of the most costly entertainment failures in recent history. So, minutes watched. We're not going to go all the way through this one like we did the other one, because we're just going to use this as, again, a reference and such. Minutes watched for Marvel series and Lord of the Rings in the first 12 weeks of activity.
Oh, wow.
The Rings season 1, almost 8,000 million minutes watched. So that'd be almost 8 billion minutes.
Yeah.
Ring season 2, about in the 3 billion mark.
3.5.
Loki season 3.5, right in there. Loki season.
There's lines right above 4 if you look closely. So maybe between 3.5 and 3 3/4.
Well, this line is 2. That's 4. So it's a little
right.
over
I see
3.
that. Yeah, you're right.
Secret Invasion, about 3. Agatha All Along, just over 2. Echo didn't even make it 2. So that kind of shows, I mean, that's such a big drop off. And unfortunately for Disney, who has everything else of this chart, they didn't compete at all against season 1. I'm curious what happened between the 2 seasons. But as you put it, Jamie, you didn't even understand it.
I had a hard time following it. I have a question though.
Yes.
There was so much advertising for the first one. I saw no advertising for season 2 of
I don't even know that it got greenlit or released a second season.
And that's the same, because I knew that there was a first season, but I never knew about a second.
And then
I never knew about its second season.
With a lot of the other like Marvel shows, I don't see advertising for it. Do you guys?
I was going to talk about that when we hit our next article, because I assume you have your next one queued up, talking about the same thing.
Actually, I had that one later, but we can pull that forward.
Yeah, pull it up now, because that fits in now.
Okay. So, keeping with this.
Go ahead.
Because we're still continuing the conversation. So, keeping with this, over at WDW News today, because I had to go through 3 different places to find all these, this one just came out like maybe an hour ago as of recording.
Oh, this is not what I thought you were going to do.
I don't know what you had found.
There was another article about, maybe it was that one, that Rings of Power one. Maybe it was that one.
Yeah, that probably
okay.
was. But
so yeah, what I was going to say, Jamie, is that like Agatha, in the scope of the Marvel Universe, to a casual fan, is a C-tier character.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are comics hardcore fan, you knew going into that show that what was going to happen was going to be important, and obviously it was. I'm going to avoid spoilers here unless nobody cares.
I've seen it all.
You have?
Yeah, I've watched all of that.
Yeah, so you know about Wiccan. Wiccan's a big deal.
Pause for a second.
Pausing.
Jamie, before we go on, Justin and I have already told the internet our opinion. Your opinion of Agatha, then I'll let you go back into a jump.
The first one felt like it. The first episode felt like they were trying to make a fun and then tie it in with WandaVision, because it was like a TV show. It really wasn't important. I enjoyed watching it, but I also had it on as background noise. But to be fair, whenever I'm watching a lot of stuff, a lot of times it's background noise. So I thought it was interesting. I did not watch it as it was coming out. I watched it about midway through, got caught up, fell behind again, then like binge watched it.
Okay.
I'm a little
out of 5 bananas.
5 bananas. Ooh, I'd give it a solid 3, just mid tier. It was
Okay.
I like.
George, what was my? Do you have my scores readily available?
I don't.
Okay, I think I was at like a. I think I was at a 3 or a 3.5 as well. Is where
I think you were about a 4.
I don't think I was that high on it.
You over
Okay, Dookie
like,
Demon.
every episode you were overhyped for. I was sitting closer to 2.5 to 3 is where I ended up coming in at.
Yeah.
So
it was okay.
It was okay.
I don't read the comics. I had no clue it was coming. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I knew kind of what was coming. I also know, again, it's been a long time since I've read those comics. It also didn't do too much of keeping to the comics. It did do its own version of the story, which I'm not mad at. Story, you can do that. I don't think the story was well written, which is probably why it went through so many rewrites and so many name changes continuously, because they didn't know how. They knew where they wanted to end. They didn't know how to get there. They didn't know They knew where they were starting, where they were going. The middle part, it really felt like they kind of kept coming up with along the way, or we could see parts of different scripts that, oh, this part was good, this part wasn't. We'll drop this part. We'll pull over here from this other script that was good. And just
they could have been so much better, but it could have been so much worse.
It could have been way worse. It could have been Secret Invasion.
Okay. Continue where you were, Jub. Sorry for interrupting you.
So, Agatha is like a C tier character, unless you know what that show was going to be going in. Sorry, the washing machine's loud. I don't know if it's picking up on my mic. Sorry.
It is a little bit, but it's fine.
And then Echo had like 0 marketing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know it was out until I was catching back up on everything.
You're scrolling through Disney Plus and say, wait, what's this? And then, unless you watch Hawkeye, you have no clue who the character is. I think it's an interesting concept. I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it. I've just been watching One Piece.
Also, it is lower because it's only 6 episodes as opposed to 10 like those other series are. It is only 6 episodes, and I believe they're like 30 minutes each as well.
So it's just a shorter show in general.
Yeah. But since we already went down this road, and we might as well continue down the road. So this is coming back over from WDW, not the Witches Road. We don't need to go down that road. But coming out of WDW news today, Agatha All Along on Disney Plus is ending after 1 season, according to the show co-star. So, according to show co-star Patti LuPone, there will not be a 2nd season on the Marvel Cinematic Universe show Agatha All Along. LuPone reportedly broke the news to Andy Cohen's Series XM podcast, Andy Cohen Live, saying that the showrunner, Jack Schaefer, told her, I don't do 2nd seasons. Disney has not publicly stated that the show will not return for a 2nd season as of January 28th, though.
Yeah, I saw this as well. She also went on to say, Jack Schaefer here. I believe I'm quoting something that I saw on Twitter, so I might be wrong, but she also said that she was approached for a WandaVision season 2 as well, but she turned that down as well.
Okay.
So
really, I want to be sure I'm clear on this. The actress who plays Agatha said she wouldn't do season 2 of WandaVision, or season 2?
No, it was Patti LuPone who played what was her name? The one witch where her trial was like where they were dressed as like the witches and they had like the tarot reading and there was swords on the ceiling. I don't remember her name, but
the older one,
the fortune teller
lady. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a short one.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was just something quick that came out. It doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me either.
Because again, we just saw the watch minutes that they weren't getting necessarily the watch minutes I think they needed for the cost of the show. I think that's the biggest thing with Acolyte it's come out that it's cost almost what was it, like $500 million?
Oh my god.
Or something like that, and it had no viewers. Yes, there were viewers out there, and if you like the Acolyte, more power to you. I personally did not.
I'm still behind. I haven't seen it.
Whenever you decide to sit down and watch it, you tell me, and I will.
Yep, you've told me.
I will watch it with you again. Justin will watch it too, because Justin wants to go through all that.
No, I hate Star Wars. I might be buying a Star Wars skin in Destiny though.
I don't hate Star Wars, but I don't like where current Star Wars is. Is that a good way to put that?
Yeah.
I think the best Star Wars that I've seen recently has been Mandalorian and Bad Batch.
Mandalorian is all of it, or Mandalorian is just one of the seasons?
Especially the first season.
Okay. Bad Batch was good.
They did really good with clones.
What's up next, George?
So
what we got on deck?
We're gonna jump over to CBR.com.
CBR,
where we are gonna discuss how February is gonna be a sad day for One Piece fans.
What?
February 15th will
Why?
be a sad day. One Piece fans are in for a rough February as 2 critically acclaimed movies will soon leave Netflix.
Wow.
These movies were only available on the popular streaming platform for U.S. viewers, now making them far more difficult to track down. According to What's on Netflix, the streaming service will lose both One Piece movie, The Desert Princess and the Pirates, The Adventures in Alabasta, and One Piece episode of Chopper Bloom in the Winter.
Oh no! Just watch the series.
Yes, but if you want just a quick recap of those arcs, the movies come in handy. The movies did a good job of breaking it down to what you need to see of it.
Darn.
Justin, I'm really curious. What's your thoughts?
Oh no! Just watch the series.
Justin made his. I think it's kind of sad. Us losing any more content. What?
This is hard clickbait.
Jamie sent it. I thought it was a good one to go ahead and look at. I thought you'd be excited.
Dude, why aren't we talking about that one? Scroll down! Scroll down! Why aren't we talking about that?
The godsend for those who want to relive.
No!
What?
The article! Related!
Lego One Piece said?
Yeah! Why are we talking about that? This is real, by the way. I should have sent this in, huh?
Yes! I can't find all of them. I try my best. I try to remember what sites to go to. So, continuing with CBR, apparently, Lego One Piece said set sail soon in official Netflix collaboration. One Piece has just made history as the first franchise originally based on an anime or manga series to get an official Lego set. There's a bit of a twist, though, as the new promised set is actually tied to the live-action series of the show instead of the source manga. Do we have any?
There is an Oda image there, but for some reason your Mac doesn't load images while we're streaming. But there is an image there of like Oda's message about it. Basically, he's saying he's very excited about it because he loves Legos and he has several boxes piled up that he just hasn't opened and haven't built yet. But he will build his One Piece Legos and he will display them proudly. I love Oda so much, dude.
Do we know what they're working on?
All we know is that it's based off the Netflix. I would assume Baratier or Fishman Island and the Mary.
I'm like, if there's a Mary or a Sunny later on, I'd buy both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know when it comes out? I know this says
year.
coming soon. This year,
I believe.
There's no word on when the new Lego One Piece set or sets will be released. However, the previous promise that the collaboration is coming soon, leading fans to believe that they will see their release at some point within the next few weeks.
I don't think release in 2 weeks. I think we'll get an announcement in 2 weeks.
Announcement of the release in the next few weeks.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, that's cool. It's not at all we've started this article about, but I guess
It's more important than that clickbait.
since Justin's over here being,
Hoarding the news
whiny.
for himself.
Listen, man, just read it. If you need a recap, just read it.
What if people don't have a way to read it?
It's
Where do I read
$2
it
a
at?
month. Shonen Jump, the app, on all devices. It's $2.
A month.
$2 a month. I think there's a free trial. What was that, Jamie?
Is it in English? Or do I have
Yeah.
to learn? Okay.
Yeah, it's in English.
Le-
How do you think I read
legit-
everything?
Legitimately,
I didn't know
Jamie, if you read it, you could actually get further than we are in the anime.
Yeah,
I still haven't caught up to the anime.
I'm on Elbath.
I don't know
What
what
do you
that
mean you
means.
haven't caught up with the anime? I thought you were current before you went back.
Yes, but I'm not current because I still haven't seen a whole bunch.
So yes, he's current with Egghead. No, he's not current.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to go back and rewatch Fan Letter after watching Everyone Get Back Together after the 2 years.
I need to watch the fan letter. I haven't watched the fan letter yet.
It's really good. I do recommend it.
I've heard it was like the second highest rated anime episode last year.
Have you seen it?
Of
don't
all
even know what
all
you're
anime,
talking about.
not One Piece.
I
So-
don't even know what you're talking about.
Basically, right after they finished the saying, "Hey, we're going to go on a 6-month hiatus,"
Yeah.
they came out with this episode, and it's a fan trying to deliver a letter to Nami after the 2 years. As they're
Okay.
getting back together.
It's the anniversary episode, George,
Oh, okay.
with like the super unique art style.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna make you cry, probably.
Oh,
It's gonna
absolutely.
make me cry.
I'm a crybaby, so that makes sense. I cry off the dumbest of little things. Anywho, over there at Pirates and Princesses, we got to talk about one Mr. Iger.
Mr. Iger, am I gonna rage?
You're gonna
Probably.
rage. You're gonna rage hard on this one because I raged hard. I while watching football on Sunday, I was reading articles and searching. Okay, and I raged hard watching football. Like I was a little angry. So Disney gave Bob Iger 30% compensation boost after massive layoffs.
30!
In a recent filing with the SEC, was revealed that Disney's CEO Bob Iger received a 30% increase in compensation package from 2023. This comes after the massive layoffs of the past 2 years and a failed proxy war. So how much did Bob Iger get? Let's just go through it. According to the 2025 proxy statement filed with the SEC, Bob Iger's compensation package of 2024 was $41.1 million, a 30% increase from the $31.6 million in 2023. Iger's base pay of $1 million stayed the same, but he also received non-equity incentive plan compensation totaling $7.2 million. He also received an $18.3 million in stocks, $12 million in options, a change in pension value deferred compensation earnings of $495,142, and $2.1 million in other compensation. This all comes after the massive layoffs across Disney, ABC, ESPN, Pixar, etc. It is also after the Disney stock has remained below the 2024 high of almost $123. The stock hit back in April. That dropped soon after Bob Iger thwarted the proxy battle with Nelson Peltz and Tyrion Partners. Since then, the stock has stayed about $10 below that price and hasn't been above the April 2024 high price since Iger returned to the company.
Really quick, I have an honest question for you guys. What would you do with that much money? Like, yearly, what do you do?
Give
with
it to
that
the
much
employees that are being laid off.
money? No, I understand that. I do understand that. But, like, you don't need that much money. What do you do with that much money?
Exactly. My opinion is I don't know what Iger has done as of
In
at
this
least
tenure?
recent,
in this tenure.
to go ahead and justify the pay and justify him still being the head of the company. His whole time, his biggest thing he's ever had to add to the picture was he goes and buys companies. That's the biggest thing Iger, at least outwardly, that we can see as fans and such have seen. We know he's added a lot of debt to the company, which is not good. And he has done a lot of cuts for the parks, which we're now seeing the consequences of. But the best part about this, in my opinion, and to me, this doesn't make sense. So maybe the two of you both are bright gentlemen. You can maybe explain this to me. You're getting ready for what is being predicted to probably be one of the worst years that the company has ever had. Because, again, they don't have anything to compete with Universal this year. And as much as they hate to admit it, their Florida parks is what makes the money for the whole company. That is their biggest breadwinner. You know you're going to be in a very bad financial spot throughout the year. Where does a 30% bonus to the CEO make sense?
It doesn't.
Okay, because that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'm sorry, that 30% should be right now. If you're not going to go ahead and give it to the employees, you should be putting it over here to be saved for the rough months that are coming ahead.
Yeah. Your rainy day fund that you know you're going to need to dip into this year, but it's greed. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, so according to the article, and this is according to the still coming from that same report that Disney has to turn in. So why did he get so much? The box office. Bob Iger is being credited with the success of Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine. However, the latter was the result of good work done by the creative team behind the film. And also, the part that this article doesn't mention, Deadpool and Wolverine was greenlit actually by Bob Chapek, but, can't mention him anymore. Streaming, Iger is credited with pursuing streaming services to profitability. He's also being credited with the ad spends, which were initially under Bob Chapek, and integrating Hulu into Disney+. Ironically, Iger gets initially was firmly against aiding adult content to Disney+. So more of that stuff coming in that he was against, but that's the stuff making money at the moment. So now all of a sudden he's all for it. D23 slashed the $60 billion in spending in the parks and experiences. D23 was huge. 2024 had 2 events, one in Anaheim and one in Brazil. It was here that Josh D'Amaro and Disney found ways to tick off a bunch of guests and park fans by announcing Cars was going to replace the Rivers of America in Walt Disney World, and Monsters, Inc. was going to replace MuppetVision 3D. Disney also claims it will spend $60 billion on new additions, rethemes, and maintenance. The rethemed word is a new one. I did not see that. That was not listed initially with all their reports. And maintenance at all its theme parks. Meanwhile, Epic Universe is opening in May, and Disney could take a big hit in theme parks. It is also possible that the new park will bring more guests to Disney as families. Make one big trip. And that is true. That is the line Disney keeps going back to, is that rising tides rises all ships.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get as much of a benefit as they're hoping. That being said, the other side of it, when Animal Kingdom opened, and there was a massive increase of that summer in Florida, Universal did see a massive increase. However, Animal Kingdom also was not well received on opening. So, but yeah, what do you think? Do you think he deserves his big increase in all the money he's making? I certainly don't.
I can't say my piece on stream.
I mean, he could just give me the money and then it's okay.
If I had my censor button ready, I'd let you go and just censor here and there where I think it's coming up, because
George, you would just have to hold the button.
Oh no, George, look in the studio chat real fast.
Oh, there's 3 messages over there. Oh, the audio is good. Oh, yeah. No. No, that could not be. That could not
be a stream.
No. Dark jokes and dark humor is one thing. Anywho,
jokes.
Jumping over to Microsoft.
This is my thing.
This is your thing. This is one of the few things you gave us this week.
Yeah, I didn't give a lot this week.
The Xbox Developer Direct. Justin and I did watch it live because I went ahead and I was at work, so I just put it on. What?
Separately.
When was it?
Separately.
This was on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before the Direct, we had Doom, South of Midnight, and Expedition 33 were all previously announced. We just got some more gameplay, a little bit of dev insight into them, and release dates. That was the biggest thing, was everything has a release date except for Ninja Gaiden 4, because that was the announcement from the Direct.
Yes. That being said, before we get into it, I am going to go ahead and just say, to me, the Direct was pretty mid.
To you.
Doom they did a lot of good with Doom, and Ninja Gaiden, I've never super cared about it. It looks kind of cool. To me, the biggest thing was actually Expedition.
Dude, Expedition was a surprise to me. I didn't think I was going to like it.
I didn't either.
I obviously came for Doom. Obviously, Doom was my number one. But Expedition, I was not expecting to like it, and I really did. I'm really excited to play Expedition.
So let's go down. So Doom: The Dark Ages is launching May 15th, 2025. It's coming out on Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox app for Windows PC, Steam, PS5, and play it day one with Game Pass. So it's not coming out on Xbox One anymore?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's good in my opinion, because then we can start building more next-gen games. Or, I guess, current-gen. It seems next-gen since we haven't built a current-gen game yet. Or at least not really. The team at ID Software shared deeper looks at it. We're not going to have audio, but that's fine. We'll just put it on, let it play.
This is a sizzle reel. Yeah, that's fine.
So, Jub, what are you excited about Doom? Because to me, I've never been too into it.
So, 2016 was like the spiritual reboot of the franchise, which classic Doom. What was the genre you called them last week, George? You called it something specific. I don't remember. No, it was my friend. He called it a boomer shooter because
yes.
Because of when they were made. So 2016 was the relaunch of the series. So that was like a very faithful adaptation of what the gameplay was if it was made today. Eternal, the sequel to Doom 2016 in 2020, was more balls to the walls combat and a lot more aerial focused. Doom: The Dark Ages is more stand your ground and fight tank combat, because it's a slower combat than probably 2016 as well, but definitely slower than Eternal, because you're more focused on like parrying and meleeing, but gunplay is still obviously a big thing. I'm very excited. Like, I was already going to buy the game. All right, I might buy it. I might get a collector's edition, because they showed off the collector's edition, and there's a statue of the Doomslayer with, like, the shield and everything, and I was like, oh. I might buy it. Even though I'm a Game Pass subscriber, I might buy the game.
Okay.
Fair.
Their next one that they put in their article is South of Midnight. Jub, do you want to do the explanation of this one?
It seems like an action adventure game that's pretty story driven. It takes a lot of inspiration from the Southern folklore. And you play as what they call a weaver. Is that what they called it, George?
It was a weaver.
And you use like supernatural thread powers. to fight monsters. And what I like is that like the art style is like super unique. It's kind of hard to see on the stream you can see it. That frame rate thing, it's still a little hard to see because of the stream. It's the video in a stream. It's weird. It's super stylized as you can see. But I feel like it's too stylized, too over designed. This is just a nitpick from me, where I personally feel like they watched Spider-Verse and saw, oh, we can do really neat things if we play with frame rate, and then they just make everything run at like 10 frames per second.
Yeah, because straightforward, when I was watching this live, because I didn't know anything about this, and I was just like, is my internet just, buffering and such? And then you made the comment that you hate the look of the frame rate, and everybody in chat was just like, this game looks like garbage because it looks like it's stuttering on its own.
That's a stylistic choice.
That's when you told me that, and I was like, oh.
I think it's because they're trying to go for a claymation look.
Claymation is top start. I think is what it's called.
I just don't think it adapts into a game well.
Well, and I think the problem with that is like claymation. I think if I remember right, claymation is closer to like 12 or 10 frames a second. This looks like it's sitting more at like 20.
Yeah.
But there are scenes that feel like it's being rendered at like 30.
Yeah.
Because there's so many scenes that feel really smooth, and all of a sudden you get certain scenes that are more focused in, and they drop the frame rate to make it more, stylized. And I'm like, I don't know. Even the descriptions when they were talking about it, this game looked boring to me. I was bored watching it.
It's not my style of gameplay.
I think it can be a contender for art direction and score. The music's pretty good.
The music is good.
I think it could be a contender for... I think this is more of an art piece than like a AAA Grand Slam game.
It just surprised me that at the direct where they were going to, talk about Doom and such, that this was one of the options they chose to go with because they knew the audience they were pulling with Doom.
You got to have something for everybody.
I get that, but
you have to have something for everybody.
I don't know how many people were excited about it. At least in the chats, there were a couple. I will say that there were not many people excited about it. Most people were bored of it by the time they got done talking about it, because they also talked about it for quite a long time.
Yeah, this one got a lot of time.
This one got a lot of time.
That's Doom, but
it looks interesting, but again, not my play style.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is that like it looks decent. It looks like it's going to be an okay game. Like a 7 out of 10.
And like to me, like the like mythic Cajun like idea of like telling a story of dealing with that, to me that sounds interesting. Like going into the folklore and such. I see this one. I'm probably at like, if you're at a 5 out of 10, I'm probably at like a 3 or 2. Like if I have nothing else going on, I could see trying it. But if I had to pay anything for it, it would be an automatic pass.
Yeah, I think it's a $50 game too.
Yeah, and that, to me, that makes no sense. Like, I get that it's expensive to make games, but I don't see that.
Yeah.
Then we have Expedition 33.
And you said this is what you guys were excited for?
Yes.
This is like take kind of a Final Fantasy kind of game and bring it to a modern day view of it. And so what's going on, I forget what her name is, but a mythical creature has the painter.
Yeah.
So she has she now sends down every year a letter of a number. Okay. And I think they said it started at like 60.
It started at 60. Yeah. And then every year it goes down by 1.
And what that number is everybody that's over that age instantly dies. So we are on the 33rd expedition, because currently the number is 34, to go and try to defeat her and stop her. That way, when the number changes, we don't, die.
And what they talked about a lot in the direct was that it's not a standard good versus evil like RPG story. It's more so the story is more so focused on these characters and their journey to the painter and that fight. And how these characters are like super flawed and like not great.
Yeah.
Which
and
that
their
excites me
individual
as well.
developments and such.
Yeah.
No, this one looked good. I love the idea of going back to like a turn-based combat style with it.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk about, okay, so here, there's so much happening on the screen in a good way, in a way that like captures my attention. It's like Jamie. It's like when you're doing combat, it's turn-based, but then you have to like execute quick time events to do like bonus damage or to like dodge perfectly. It's really cool.
I like that.
And, yeah. And it is so pretty too.
Yeah.
That's one of my issues with Baldur's Gate. One of the few issues I have with the game is when other people are taking their turn. And I do this sometimes because I have no clue what I'm doing with some characters. And it takes a little bit of time. It's like, okay, what else am I going to do? Well, we just sit here and it's like, I just want to play the game.
And I will agree that is a problem with Baldur's Gate. The Baldur's Gate is still so good. But I think that's what this is going to be. This is going to be... I think this is going to be a single-player game, but this is going to give like a lot of that Baldur's Gate feels.
Dumb question for you guys. Is it an open world type of game?
No.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa!
Why'd you switch that?
Spoilers!
Spoilers.
No. But it will have like a world map like most turn-based games like this do.
Okay.
What are you bringing up, George? Or what are you looking up?
I'm trying to check real fast if it was a single player or not. I think it is.
I have a little story about the game before we move on though. So this is a brand new studio. This is their first game. It looks like this. What the hell are they doing to pull off that? I think the studio is like 8 people, right?
Oh,
from the video, George?
I think so. I think at most
maybe less than that.
12.
It's crazy. And like, so the founder of the studio was talking to his friend about the story, and his friend quit his job that day to go work at the studio with him. Because awesome. that's how well he sold the story to him. I'm so excited for this.
I think it is a single player game, but it is going to be available day one on Game Pass, April 24th. I will be downloading it on as soon as they open it up for download, because normally that's before the release.
You can pre-install now.
Can you?
It's not the full game, but it's like enough that like when the game releases, it'll update it immediately.
Yeah,
you can pre-install all the games on this list from the direct. And then this was the big surprise. It is not exclusive. Ninja Gaiden 4. I don't know enough now about Ninja Gaiden to vamp here.
Nope, I never got into the series, but
I might now.
Also, Ninja Gaiden 2.
Yeah, so
which I was surprised by.
First, they showed off all this, and they were talking about Ninja Gaiden 4 and starting it, and like all the special things. I guess this is supposed to be like a newcomer-friendly game because it's been like 10+ years since the last one released.
It's been so long. Like,
yeah.
For reference, Ninja Gaiden started on the Xbox.
Yes. Wow. But like, dude, I saw this. Hold on, are they gonna show the? I saw this shot and I was sold on the game immediately because like, it's so stylized in a specific way.
This trailer got me curious enough that I probably am gonna try it.
I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I need to install 2. Which, at the end of their section, they announced that Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, or is it Black 2? I don't remember. I think it's 2 Black.
I think it's 2 Black.
They remade Ninja Gaiden 2 and shadow dropped it. Did not leak either. Did not leak.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
that was all straight right then during it, which was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, no, this gameplay look of it and this look of the world actually got me curious about it.
Yeah.
Back when Ninja Gaidens were big, I was very much in the shooters, so this did not fit my playstyle.
Yeah.
The only game
But
I
like
played like this
these
was
shots
Devil
right
May Cry.
here, I was sold here. It just looks pretty, and it's a fast ninja game.
Yes.
Ninja go fast. Yes.
Well, that's one thing. Also, if I remember right, I think the first one was a lot more ninja based, so it was a lot more stealth based, which was definitely not my playstyle. Where this one does not look like it. This one looks like hack and slash. Like I'm going to go out there, and I know I'm big, tough, and scary. I'm just going to go beat you straight to your face.
Yeah, the boss fights look crazy too.
The boss fights look pretty intense, which I'm all for.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I'd give this developer direct an 8. Take your bias out of it.
I think honestly, I'd be at like a 5.
Really?
Doom was the big announcement. This was pretty cool, but to me, I think overall, the announcements, I don't know if it justified a full hour for the 4 of them.
Well, these games were already announced. Everything except for Ninja Gaiden was already announced.
Well, no. But that's what I'm saying is I don't know if, again, we had an hour, so that means we dedicated, it wasn't exactly, but a quarter of an hour to each of these for a developer direct on it. I don't know if it needed that long for each of them.
Well, this isn't like a showcase where they're just showing off trailer and then a gameplay. This is more insight into the game.
And I get this, but like when we talk about South of Midnight, and we spent like 20 minutes focusing on talking about that, and there wasn't many people that seemed to care about it, in my opinion. And we talked about Expedition 33, which was cool, but then we started again just trying to find things to fill in time to talk about.
Yeah,
I think Doom and Ninja Gaiden, I think they spent enough time talking about what they needed to, because there was so much to discuss of those 2 items. But I really think that they went ahead and they wanted to make sure they did an hour, and so they just you guys need to discuss more and fill in time.
I can see
that's what's taken away from me, because legitimately, after Gaiden going into South of Midnight, which just killed momentum to me in the stream, that felt like it went on forever. Expedition 33 then picked up and was doing pretty good, and then started to feel like it was dragging on a little bit. And then Doom was just fast, which Doom was what 90% of the people that were there to watch.
Yeah.
So I think like a 5.
Okay.
It could have been better. It could have been paced better. I don't think they needed an hour.
I just think it's crazy that all these games are releasing in quarter 2. Everything except for Ninja Gaiden 4 are releasing in quarter 2.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's big. Which means that we can have a June showcase with games that are releasing this year still. Because like if you compare it to last year's developer direct, everything was quarter 3 and 4, and then Avowed for this year.
Yeah, but at the same time, for Microsoft owning as many studios as they do now, comparing in days past, it's kind of sad of how little that they had to talk about.
No, I think they're queuing up a huge back end. We could, because we haven't heard anything from who does Gears now? Playground?
Oh.
We haven't heard anything about Gears Judgment Day. We know that's being made. We know it exists. Halo is still getting content drops for Infinite, but I believe they're working on 6. Or a remaster of some sort.
So back when that announcement came of the new creative lead and all that.
Yeah.
They're retooling all of Halo.
Yeah.
And according to the new creative director, they were working on 3 games, I think it was, all at the same time, with no timeline in sight of when they were expecting to even start dropping them.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting what
You don't,
how
you don't
much
think
of a
we'll
shakeup
see
they did.
anything? Okay.
I don't think we're going to see a Halo game till at least
Next year?
I think we'll maybe get a starting of a teaser trailer for it next year.
Wow, okay. Okay.
Because they said they I'm trying to find the best way to word this. I remember the article because I remember you and I discussed the article.
Mm-hmm.
The new creative director wasn't exactly thrilled with the fan bases Halo had, so they were working on trying to figure out how to change that. Also,
Yeah,
that's how I can word that safely without being political.
We also, I know Playground. We have Fable. I think Fable comes out this year. We can get Showcase. Maybe Fable could come out this year. Fable could come out this year.
No,
do I think so? No.
We may get later a new teaser update, but it's been over.
I think we see gameplay this year, though. I think we see gameplay this year.
Maybe like a minute at most.
Forza, we're due for a Forza. There's a lot of their studios that are cooking right now. So let Microsoft cook right now. That's all I'm saying.
I'm in the side over here. We all knew that Nintendo was coming soon.
Yeah.
We've known that for the last 5 years because it's been too long.
Which was coming soon?
Nintendo
The Switch 2.
The Switch 2.
Yeah.
We knew this was around the corner. I'm just surprised that right after we get the announcement that they're going to do their direct in April, which means we know it's dropping this year before November, that it seems like there's not a lot Microsoft's ready to have. And I would be stacking as much as I can right now and prepping everybody for the second half of the year, because I see it happening the same way when the Switch happened, that sales on Xbox and PlayStation are going to drop for the rest of the year once that drop happens.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be switching to the Switch 2, which looks fantastic.
Yeah. And also, GTA comes out this year, supposedly.
I mean, GTA has... It's coming.
It's coming.
Maybe. I'm not gonna pull this up on the stream, but I was sent a TikTok. I doubt, as I put it in my comment, I'm curious to see how much of this is actually true. Supposedly, according to TikTok, who knows how much of Nintendo this actually Nintendo knows. There was a reveal and that got leaked. I'm trying to wait for it to get to that spot. Again, they're talking about how supposedly, according to this, the Switch 2 is expected in the month of May or June, right in line with what we were talking about. That made sense.
I don't think May makes sense, but yeah.
May doesn't make sense. June or July is where I'm at. But
yeah,
again,
same.
it lines up with us. The specs, supposedly it's a 4K screen. I doubt that. It is supposedly an OLED. That would make sense. We already have an OLED screen. We're just going to blow it up. Improved Joy-Cons. That's a given. Potentially, it could be based on, again, this. Again, everything I'm talking about right now, make sure you have like 3 buckets of salt nearby because you're going to need that much to be truthful. Could be as powerful as the PS4 Pro. We were things I had already seen was saying PS4 or Xbox One. If it's the Pro, there's not much difference between the Pro and the PS4, so that is possible. So the predicted price point. Any guesses?
500 if they're including a 4K.
350.
Jamie? The predicted price point is 400, which is again right where all the rumors we had heard were saying.
Yeah.
So that again makes I'm okay with that. I would drop 400 on it.
Yeah, I would.
Launch title supposedly again bucket of salt. Mario Kart 9. Again, we saw it in the
We
teaser.
saw Mario Kart 9. You know that's confirmed.
Well, we don't know it's confirmed at launch. Could be confirmed launch window, not necessarily launch.
Yeah.
Supposedly Red Dead Redemption 2 launch. Yeah, see that's
right,
where I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm curious how much of this Nintendo knows about. And supposedly, and this goes back to kind of where my wishing and prediction was, Mario Odyssey 2 at launch.
I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so.
How much of that is actually truthful?
Who knows?
I don't know. How much of that does Nintendo know? I mean, that's probably even less. But if we could get even part of that, that's going to hurt to Microsoft and Sony.
I mean, what does Sony have queued up right now for this year?
As far as I know, they don't. I haven't seen it.
Ghost of Yote, which like is a double A game in my opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't go triple.
And then Death Stranding 2, which if you like Hideo Kojima, you're really excited. If you don't like Hideo Kojima, you do not care.
Yeah. Why do you keep turning off? Let's see. Let's just real quick. PlayStation 5 releases. I mean, we just got the PlayStation 5 Pro, so obviously there must be something new coming up, right?
Yeah, Ghost of Yote.
Besides that.
Ghost of Yote, George.
Justin, we're talking about something people care about here.
Ghost of Yote.
Actually, people do care about Ghost of Yote.
I'm joking.
PlayStation, why don't you give me actually just like not recent releases, but coming up? Sonic X Shadow Generation.
That's already out.
I know. I'm
Hell yeah.
Game rant. Okay. Let's boom. Game rant. What does Game rant say? Coming out in January. Sniper Elite, Dynasty Warrior, and more.
It's all not first party or exclusive.
Right.
These are just like releases.
Well, I'm trying. Okay, there is no good article I can pull up at this second.
Yeah, again, it's just Ghost of Yote and Death Stranding 2.
Monster Hunter, that's coming out on everybody this time around. 2 Point Museum, Tales of Schreier.
Yeah.
There's Ghost of Yote. Wolverine.
That's not coming out this year.
There's no date. Never mind. Ignore that.
And then Snake Eater isn't gonna. It's not even Snake Eater. What the hell? Metal Gear is not first party or exclusive either. So, like, what is Sony doing? Rumored we're getting a state of play in February.
I'm sorry, what?
Their showcase.
Yeah, Sony showcase in February.
That
Which
makes
that
sense.
would line up.
They've been doing them in February. That checks out.
They've been doing 3 a year lately.
Because I think everything that used to be for E3 now has just been shifted to February.
Yeah.
So that's when we'll actually find out what they're doing. But again, I think both companies need to really be having some big surprises or something dropping early this year. I think in the later year, besides GTA, if that somehow drops this year, which I don't think it's going to.
It's not going to.
It's not going to. Besides that, I think anything competing against Nintendo in the second half of this year is going to really struggle.
Yeah.
But talking video games, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, God, I forgot I added this.
It's still on delay, but there's an expansion available.
Wait. It's still delayed, but you can get it pre-order an expansion.
So, the reason why I added this was the marketing of it. Because I saw the announcement tweet, and it was, if you pre-order the game, you get this expansion for free. But the expansion is releasing later in this year. It doesn't release with the game. Please save us.
I think pre-orders are so far gone that they're trying to save it however they can.
Please save us.
So discover the upcoming expansion of Assassin's Creed Shadows travels to a new distinctive region, the island of Awaji.
Wow, this graphic design is awful.
It's got, yeah.
Why couldn't they shift the text over to the dark section?
We can read it now. A place of mysterious beauty Reclaim a lost treasure while avoiding the traps and ambushes of deadly new foes. Feel the tension of being hunted by a new faction threatening the mysterious island of Awaji.
Do you think they fired or laid off their website designer?
No, he's just on vacation and they needed to get this out.
No, they probably cut so much staff at this point because of money that he probably doesn't exist. My starting statement was just this one piece, okay? Why do I care about this new faction and foe when I have?
If I haven't played the game,
anything of the game.
That's why it's just so weird. I think it's really just a marketing push to push pre-orders so that they can actually get out of the red, hopefully, before the game releases.
Get over 10 hours of additional content. Like, okay, do I care about the extra 10 hours? Am I going to play the game long enough? I won't, but
yeah.
I liked the Viking one, the expansion they had with that, Valhalla, because I knew a little bit about the history and it was intriguing to me. This one,
I still need to play it. I still need to finish it.
So pre-orders Assassin's Creed and get the full upcoming expansion for no additional cost. Also get access to the Throne of Dogs bonus quest available at launch. Ooh.
Yeah, usually the quest is just go here. Wow, a chest with cosmetics.
Or talk to this person and get some menial fetch quests.
Oh, we get an FAQ.
Frequently asked questions. Yes. So where does it take place? It takes place on a new island beyond Ahsoka Bay.
Okay.
When will the expansion be available? Won't be available at game's launch. Planned later this year. This is a very poor FAQ so far. Who is making the expansion? I would assume Ubisoft. The Ubisoft Bordeaux Studios. Creators of
it's one of their support studios.
It's one of the other studios.
It's one of their support studios. That's so funny. Oh my god.
Okay. How long will how long
lasts the expansion?
Okay, it's not me reading it wrong. That's just how it's typed. Okay, how long lasts the expansion? The expansion offers over 10 hours of additional content. Is the expansion free for everyone? The expansion is free for all players who pre-order. It'll be made for purchase later. Does not tell you how much. Let's see. What is the bonus pre-order quest available at launch? In addition to the expansion, the quest Thrown to the Dogs will be available to all players who pre-order the game.
They didn't even answer their own question.
Nope. It's just they gave the name of the quest.
Well, that is what is the bonus pre-order quest? It's this one.
Exactly.
Here you go.
What happened to the season pass? The season pass has been canceled. The expansion clause of Waji is now part of the pre-order bonus.
What?
Which means that whatever else content was expected for this is gone. I don't know why you muted yourself.
My neighbors are making noise.
Oh, like, okay. What happened to the exclusive season pass quest? Did you remove it? Following the cancellation of the season pass quest will be accessible for all players on launch day.
What?
How do I get access to my pre-order bonus? It's codes. I was just curious what else. Oh, were you reading?
I was. What was the digital?
For the digital version, the pre-ordered bonus content will be unlocked automatically. Remember that only Thrown to the Dogs quest will be available at launch. The expansion will release later in 2025. If you did pre-order, you will be notified in the game once available.
So you're going to have like a pre-order DLC that's going to sit on your console forever.
Yep.
Why did they cancel the season pass?
It means they don't have money to continue making extra content for this at this moment.
You think so?
I think so. For the fact that somebody couldn't even go through and how long lasts the how did this get past the second person reviewing the page?
It must have been made out of the country and the translations worked.
That is a possibility.
It is a possibility.
Because it's not the main company making this. Also, isn't Ubisoft a French company?
It depends.
I think
They have
the main
multiple
studios
studios.
was.
So that's possibly what it was, and it's a translation error.
I'm just curious. Let's go. Swap this around.
Remember, this studio took a year off. Took an extra year on this game. Because of Mirage. Who's making the
How
expansion?
long?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out if it was a translation issue, but I can't figure out which way it would have gone. But yeah, it's weird. Are they redeeming themselves?
No! This is whack!
Ubisoft. Huh. Well, I'm assuming this came out kind of today. The positives is their stock over the last 5 days is up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's down for the day though.
Look at the month. Oh.
I mean, it's not as low as it was.
It's like in 6 months? Oh. Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Let's just all time. I mean,
They're almost
they
to
have
their lowest
recovered.
lows.
They have recovered from this spot before.
Yeah. You
But-
can see when Siege released.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
because
funny.
there's the hype.
No, that's not Siege.
What is this
That
one?
that big mountain. So that's like
Oh, that-
2020
yeah.
that's 2018. That's when Siege like popped off on popularity. And then I think the last mountain. What year is that? Oh, no, it's still 2020.
That's December 2020.
Okay, go to the last mountain right before the big dip.
This one?
Yeah, right there. That's when Siege got really popular again. Oh wait, no, 22? I don't know
Yeah.
anymore, man.
Because there's December 21.
Yeah.
This peak here. I don't know. Let's hear predictions. Ubisoft, do they make it to another year?
Yes,
do they file for
I think
bankruptcy
they'll
this year?
Make it through.
You think they're going to make
Yes,
it through?
on Siege alone.
No?
They will make it through 2025. But
They
depending on
gotta
how
release some bangers, bro. They gotta release bangers. Just Dance isn't cutting it.
I think, all honesty, if Assassin's Creed drops like Star Wars did, I don't see them at least not having to file for bankruptcy protection by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Because you'll have so many people so fast for demanding refunds and just backing out of the game. Because it then will show no confidence in the company. On that high note, over at that Park Place, Daredevil, Born Again. Quote, we'll ignore all connections to She-Hulk series, showrunner confirms. So, the showrunner, Dario Scarapane? That correct? Okay. Has officially confirmed that many fans hope to hear Daredevil's controversy appearance in She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, including his much-mangled Walk of Shame and One Night Stand with Jennifer Walters, will be ignored in the Disney Plus revival. This revelation, which came during an interview with SFX magazine, aligns with what appears to be a broader effort by Marvel to quietly distance itself from She-Hulk debacle. Scott Payne stated that while Daredevil's past Marvel Cinematic Universe appearances are technically canon, his approach to Born Again allows for selective acknowledgement of those events. Quote, you can see how Daredevil is canon in the MCU. Those other events happened, but some of them are not leaning into. He explained, adding, his one-night stand with She-Hulk may be one of those things.
I'll be honest, I watched She-Hulk and I don't even remember it.
I've never watched She-Hulk.
They had a team up, and then after the team up, they hook up.
Like I remember from She-Hulk the training with Bruce, and that's about it because that's the only part I found interesting. Then I kind of got bored with the entire thing.
Actress Tatiana Maslany, who starred as the tentacular character, has admitted that a second season of She-Hulk is unlikely. Additionally, Disney Plus removed the series from its prominent Marvel banner in November 2024, replacing She-Hulk with Deadpool.
You and I have discussed this before. That's nothing new.
Correct.
That's pretty standard. I think this is just another clickbaity article. I think it is worth talking about, though, because I say it's clickbaity because if you scroll back up to the actual quote, he never says. Go. What's the title of the article again?
They say all connections where he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't go in on the all.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like this is more so? It's not ignoring it. Yes, it did happen. They're just not going to talk about it. And I don't think it needs to be talked about again. I don't know why this is such a big deal, honestly. Like, if I slept with She-Hulk, I wouldn't stop talking about it. Dude, that's awesome. But like, are you listening to me? Like for real though, like I wouldn't stop talking about it. But like, in all seriousness,
wait, really quick, Justin, when do you stop talking?
Yeah, I know. But I don't think it's that big of a deal.
What I thought, the reason I added it, because this was one of my articles, was straightforward because I thought it was just interesting that the showrunner did state, because he does state it in there, that, again, they're not erasing the canonicity, which is good.
That's good.
But
yes,
they are choosing to ignore at least parts of what happened before to focus on just their story.
What was that?
Apparently the reactions kicked off, so it thought that I did a thumbs up. Let's see if it will do it again.
It did it earlier. You had a thumbs down by your head earlier, and I was confused.
I don't know how it...
Good. Oh, okay.
It only does it for you. It doesn't do it for me, apparently.
Because it's a Mac, it's a updated Mac thing.
Oh.
I thought I had turned that one off. There's supposed to be other things I could do too. I don't know how to do any of these gestures. I didn't realize that it was on. So,
all right.
That's also what's helping give me this, fancy dancy blurred background that I think looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Over there at WDW, we have a few more articles still to go. This one is fairly new. This legitimately popped up right before we started to get ready to go live. If I can remember the button, there it is. The Jonas Brothers.
I saw this.
Just starred a new Christmas movie on Disney Plus. What?
I saw it this morning. It's not that new.
I was searching around this morning. I didn't see anything. I saw it only when I got back. So it came out sometime today. Also, it's dated today, so I can say that. I'm just surprised the Jonas Brothers are coming back to Disney.
Yeah.
So the Jonas Brothers Christmas comedy film is coming to the Disney Plus streaming service in time for Christmas 2025. Who would have guessed Christmas movies coming out for Christmas? Though I guess if you're Hallmark, Christmas can come out any time of the year, but...
Yeah.
That's Hallmark. They're the exception.
Variety reports that the Jonas Brothers will reunite with Disney to produce a Christmas comedy in time for the 2025 holiday season. Nick, Joe, and Kevin will embark on an adventure to get home to New York from London in time to spend the holidays with their families. The movie has a working title of the Jonas Brothers Christmas movie and will be directed by Jessica Yu, who was primarily concentrated on TV episodes over the past few years. Isaac Aptaker and Elizabeth Berger, the pair behind NBC's This Is Us, is set to write and produce the movie. I remember This Is Us. I don't remember what it was about. I don't remember if it was good. The Jonas Brothers and Disney Channel. Okay, let's just go into their history. If you don't know who the Jonas Brothers are, they're family. They're band. They were stars on Disney Channel. They had movies on Disney Channel
in the late 2000s and early 2010s.
They got in a fight with Disney, like all stars and artists at the time. They left Disney. They did their own thing. They actually broke up for a while too. Did their own thing as their own artists. Then came back together. I think it's cool. I like the Jonas Brothers. Apparently, Joe Jonas also was announced as one of the performers for the 2025 Mardi Gras concert lineup at Universal Orlando.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Excited? I know you guys probably don't care. Your sister probably cares. Your sister probably would watch it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch it, Justin?
Nope.
I know you're like a closet Joe Bro fan.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Camp Rock.
I like Camp Rock. Camp Rock 2 is not good. I like Camp Rock.
I don't care.
Well, Justin, you gave me the perfect segue. Since you don't care, let's talk about Star Wars.
Oh God.
Daisy Ridley's Star Wars film gets yet another new writer. Will this
one last?
That is a true question at this point. So it has been announced that Lucasfilm has hired yet another new writer for the upcoming Rey trilogy that never seems to leave production hell. George. Why what?
No one likes Rey.
Okay, hold on. You're not wrong, but it's because the character has no character. Daisy Ridley's a good actress.
Daisy Ridley's a great actress. She's just given zero material in those films.
I'm not blaming her. I never blame the actresses. It is normally not their fault.
Like, the idea of... Okay. I don't do this very often. I guess let's go on a rant about the sequel trilogy.
Oh, what?
In that kind of a positive way of it. To me, the first movie is just garbage. We're just going to pretty much ignore it. It was an interesting idea of making her into a Palpatine. It also makes the weird question of how? But
who did what with who?
Exactly.
Palpatine.
But to me, it was an interesting idea because you could build more of that inner conflict of a character, of her whole family line is evil. Long line of evil. To me, that'd be kind of an inner conflict. My problem is, they said, who needs inner conflict when you could just be good? And she was good. Mm-hmm. There was no story building of it. There was no reason to announce her as a Palpatine because they did nothing with that bit of information. It was, you're a Palpatine, but you can choose to be whatever you want.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they change writers a lot in the sequel in that trilogy?
They changed
every movie had a different set of writers.
Which
I didn't know that
at all. Because I know, like the second one,
if I remember right,
the second one I felt like had a story actually building, and then they ignore it all.
The second one, we sit there, and the biggest conflict the whole way is just the Resistance needs to run away, and so the entire movie is us watching a ship slowly drift forward in front of the Empire.
Yes.
Or First Order, sorry.
But
the knockoff Empire.
They go on the side quest and they build these characters up and build their stories, and then we do absolutely nothing with it.
Correct. Well, because like we get in the first movie, we get hints that Poe. It is Poe, right? The Finn. Thank you. Might actually have Force abilities or Force powers.
And then they do nothing with it.
They do nothing with it. Like, that was an interesting concept. Like, we've never seen an adult in the movie series come into his own and starting to figure it out, besides Luke.
There's the Chromie stormtrooper person.
Captain Phasma. All of her content was cut from Last Jedi. I'm gonna moan so hard. I'm done. No, we're done. I'm into this conversation before I begin.
But hey, just remember, Ben Solo may return in the next movie. It'll be her kid whose father was named Ben Solo.
What?
What?
You gotta
Get me out of here.
You gotta get the shipper something at this point.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Anywho. Okay.
Abort.
We gotta finish the article.
Abort.
We didn't really even talk about the article.
Abort.
I sidetracked.
So far, 4 writers have been tied to the movie and were fired or left. Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson were the first writers attached to the Rey films, but according to Lindelof, he was asked to lead the project. He later joked the picketing during the strikes was more fun than writing for Star Wars. This is why I wanted to keep going, because
That's funny.
This article's pretty
I like
funny.
that.
After these two came Stephen Knight, Peaky Blinders.
It's a show he wrote on Peaky Blinders.
Gotcha.
He
worked on the project until last October. He then was also removed. Then came Simon Kinberg, who was announced last November. He only made it this far. He was supposed to be writing the scripts with Kathleen Kennedy, and now he must either be gone, as it's being reported that George Nolfi is writing it, or he is working on something else in Lucasfilm. What is going on? They just don't know where to go. The new trilogy is said to take place 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, with Rey now training new Jedi the way Luke Skywalker was supposed to do. Yet somehow, I'm sure she won't suddenly try to kill her new nephew or act like a hermit. But I digress. Justin's gone.
Yeah, I'm staying and stretching. Sorry.
You're good.
Filming on the water.
I mean, again, the biggest thing is they just don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to go.
I know. Ask George.
Why ask me? I would have
Wrong George.
my opinion. Oh, George Lucas?
Yeah.
He's just a crazy old guy they can't talk to anymore.
Who knows what he knew what he was doing?
I mean,
No,
frankly enough, he probably would tell them at this point to drop these and go back to the original scripts that they had already started working on. Which is kind of where my opinion is you just gotta you gotta erase the last 3 and go back and rebuild that time period like people want.
Yeah.
And cater to your fans, because your fans give you money.
Yes.
Anything else, Job? Any other rants or displeasures you want to throw in? It comes from one of the biggest Star Wars fans I used to know.
I hate Star Wars.
It used to be good. Okay. We're down to just the last few articles. We're actually making a good time tonight.
Yeah, unlike last week. Oh my god, we talked
last
about
week.
the Switch too.
Last week, you and I, we chatted so long about Switch too.
It was like 2.5 hours, almost 3.
I think it was 2:45 is where we finished clocking in at.
Yeah.
I think the week before was like 3.
No, last week was the longest one.
Okay.
So I'm trying to remember where I'm going. Exclusive insider over at That Park Place claims that Rachel Zegler's Snow White box office could derail the Rey movie and Frozen 3.
Hold on, this might be a good thing.
Are you waiting? Do you want me to wait till you get over here?
Oh, no, I'm listening.
That does not look like a good picture at all.
It's Snow White. None of it's good. Jug, did you at least listen to the song that I kind of wanted to throw in here?
Nope.
I didn't.
It's not bad. It's not bad. We can get away with it. I just need to switch this around.
Tired of talking about Snow White, George.
It's only 2 minutes. You're gonna laugh. This is actually quite funny. That's why I said to you because I was trying to get your opinion if we should or shouldn't.
Ugh.
Where are you at? Over here. Over here. I hate that I have to switch this every time, and I wouldn't have to if I didn't use a Mac, but my Mac is more powerful. Paste. Okay. Present. Stop. Present. Start. Tab. So, this is chat music over on YouTube. They're one of the ones that take the comment section and makes a song out of it.
If I saw this movie on a plane, I would still walk out. This trailer makes me want to sit on the TV and look at my couch. I paid nothing to watch this trailer, but I already want my money back. Coming to a theater near you, me, is that a threat? They should have made Rachel CGI. And the 7 Discord mods. The CGI looks much better when I turn my monitor on. You and I must politely decline. I'm rooting for the poison apple. Wise Lord won't want like Snow White. This movie should come with a disclaimer. No dwarfs or harmed, but your childhood might be. Haven't seen something self-imposed this hard since that Titan submarine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was funny.
On the wall, as a Terminator claim cultural appropriation. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Snow White and the 7 CGI abomination, making the dwarfs look like a PS1 hack replay. Choice. Rachel Zegler looks like a medieval squire boy. Marvel's lost $237 million. Snow White, hold my beer. Disney used to make people famous. Now it ends acting careers. Mirror, mirror on the wall, where the seats are empty in cinema. Mirror, mirror on the wall, what's the biggest Disney flop of all?
Okay.
That's funny.
Like I said, I was debating it because it's a little strong on the anti-Disney side of it, but it's funny. They're working on a part 2 because there's that many comments.
That's bad.
Oh, but it's so funny though. We want the screen back. Okay, so back into this.
Oh God, it scared me.
Yeah. A source with excellent track record has reached out to that park place with information regarding Disney's projects in development that we believe is tantalizing and worthy of significant consideration. According to their contact online, the Walt Disney Company is taking a wait-and-see approach to Frozen 3 and the Ray movie scripts, with special attention given to Snow White starring Rachel Zegler. Her performance at the box office in 2025. Despite Moana 2 managing to cross the $1 billion mark worldwide, many feel the film was a cash grab that harmed the franchise more broadly, especially in regards to its future consumer enthusiasm. If Snow White dramatically underperforms Disney's desires, it could point to necessary retooling given the current social political landscape looking nothing like Disney had likely projected. This was 2 days into the trailer back in December. It had 2.9K likes and 16,000 dislikes. That only got worse. Like we reported this back in December also, and it was pretty horrific. A new article from Metro seems to point to the same as the leak came out. Quote, a third film in the franchise has been announced, but we're still 2 years away from its release. Josh Gad, who voices Snowman Olaf is in the beloved franchise, insists they don't want to, quote, rush the third movie and give fans a flick that is, quote, absolutely worthy of the original 2013 original. Which, this is what's interesting, is they're still saying at least 2 years away, when we've known this project was in process before D23.
Yeah.
It means that somebody really said, "Hold on, we need to wait."
Yeah.
According to our source, both the Ray movie and Frozen 3 could see significant script alterations depending on how Snow White performs. If Rachel Zegler's live-action remake does poorly, it could signal the end of the era. Disney doesn't want to be caught in the future they believed would happen, but never came to be, according to their contact. The former head of Disney Animation, Jennifer Lee, who, quote, stepped down to solely take on the director role of Frozen 3 and 4. Mind you, why? Would you... Yes. No, Disney's already confirmed 3 and 4 are coming. But the bigger question here is, and this is why it's in quotes, you don't step down as the head of animation, the head of that part of the company, to become just a director and focus on just a single movie. Which means that Disney at the time already wasn't happy with her. Maybe in a sticky situation. Lee is known for being. We're just going to go past that.
Yeah.
There's parts that we're still going to go by. When it comes to animated content for younger audiences, we recognize that many parents would. This. I mean, that's still relevant. That is an article. That is a statement from Walt Disney Company saying this was when they shifted opinions.
Okay.
If you want to skip it, we can skip it.
I think it's a little too political.
All right. We know that we just went over this.
I don't know if there's anything more to go here.
I was just going to add in this last little part for context.
Yeah.
So Snow White has racked up record-breaking percentages of dislikes with its back-to-back trailers on YouTube. It could portend.
I think they didn't say portray.
I think so. It could portray poorly for its box office projections. If audience disdain reaches a fever pitch for the film, don't be surprised if Frozen 3 and Ray suddenly take a very different approach than what had been anticipated. So, yeah, I mean,
the message is the problem with the movie.
Well,
what is the message?
I
have to think of how to word that.
What I'm saying is there's other issues that I think have come up with filming that caused more with Snow White that's causing more of an issue than changes or anything to this story.
I mean, on the budgetary side, I think you're absolutely correct. Like, again, the set burnt down. They should have just called it quits then. They had issues with actors. They had issues with the dwarfs along the way. There's been so many signs that this production should have just been given up along the way.
This article to me made it feel like it's all the politics of it is causing the problem, when I don't think that's necessarily the case. When it's not all the politics fault is what I'm trying to say.
The problem is a lot of Disney projects recently have been very political, and that's what people are assuming is going to happen. That's the way Zegler has made it sound during her interviews.
Yes, and I understand this. I'm just saying this article made it feel like if this movie fails or is a success, it's based on the politics. When I don't see that as the case.
I get you. Jub, any inputs? Any last minute things, thoughts?
Other than what we've all said? Nah.
You excited to go see it in March?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not either. And next, we have our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I'm so excited!
Do you want to start at the Twitter post or the schedule?
Twitter post?
You sent me a Twitter post.
I sent you a Twitter post?
Yes.
When?
With it. You put them together.
I did?
Well, we'll start with the schedule then.
Here's the schedule! I'm actually rather surprised about this. That they're doing batch drops.
I expected the first week to do a batch drop because that's what they've been doing. And then I expected to go weekly. How
Go,
long do
Jamie?
we think these episodes are going to be?
Oh,
Go ahead, Jamie. Sorry.
I was saying batch drop with the season premiere and the season finale makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised everything is.
Yeah. Well, per the Sony contract, they can't be longer than 39 minutes.
Oh, each episode?
Yes. So
That's a-
I would expect them to be 20, 30 minutes each.
I think I know why they're dropping it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they want to get it all out before Captain America so they can shift their marketing.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking that route, but that's
Okay.
a valid point too.
Yeah.
The shareholder meeting is April 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
They want to get it out before March. That way it has time for people to quote unquote watch it.
Did I send you? I did send you the. Okay, I know what the. Did I send you another Twitter post after this one? I think I did. Or I tagged it in the. I think I put it in Milla Note. If not, I can just talk about it.
So Justin, really quick.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing about this. What is it?
Okay. It's a Spider-Man animated show. If you remember from D23 2021, George? Were we at, was it the one we were at, I think? I don't remember. But anyways,
don't remember.
This show was initially announced to be a prequel series to the MCU Spider-Man.
Okay.
And it was initially titled Spider-Man Freshman Year. However, the showrunners and such decided that they wanted to tell their own story, and with the success of X-Men 97 telling its own story, but still having some MCU connections, they were allowed to make their own Spider-Man story, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of people don't like that. I think it's cool. I think that we don't really need a prequel series for Spider-Man. It would be cool to see. I don't think we need it. Yeah. So, yeah. If you want to pull up the schedule again, the episode titles are important. Oh yeah. So yeah, this is the.
Okay, let me switch back then.
Sorry.
Share.
So, Amazing Fantasy. If you guys know anything about Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy was the book series that Spider-Man debuted in before his solo series. Parker Luck is a common thing that they talk about in Spider-Man comics. Secret Identity Crisis, Hitting the Big Time, Unicorn Unleashed. I don't know what that means. Duel with the Devil is the Daredevil episode. Scorpion Rising is going to be a Scorpion episode.
No, that's gonna be Rhino. That's Rhino.
Tangled Web, don't know. Hero or Menace, I assume we're gonna get a JJK. Not JJK. JJJ. Sorry. J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
I'd assume based off of that. Also, if they're doing Scorpion, it would make more sense because in the comics, the Scorpion is introduced through JJJ. And then If This Be My Destiny. If you are a Spider-Man fan, you know what that means. And I'm not going to talk about it because I know George is going to be watching this weekly with me. Ain't that right, George?
We are going to watch this weekly. We are then going to go ahead and jump right over here onto StreamYard and live on YouTube because that's the easiest way for me to live and record.
Yep.
It's made my life a whole lot easier, so this is what we're going to continue doing. And we're going to talk about it weekly. And
hopefully,
when
we should be able to.
Once we see, we're going to talk about it weekly. Once we see how they're being dropped on the because they're being dropped on Wednesdays.
It comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
It releases tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's either going to be that we stream late at night or about 5-ish or sometime in between. Depends on when it drops. We don't know yet. Keep an eye out on the channel. This actually second that we're talking about here is actually going to drop tomorrow morning, so hopefully we can start getting interest into it.
Yeah, let me pull up. Let me pull up the Disney Plus account to see if they have announced when they're dropping episodes.
Okay, and while you do that, we're going to switch over to the Twitter page, and nope, not that one. This one. So So your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is greenlit through season 3 already, which is fantastic for the team.
Yeah,
Like,
great
that's
for the
exciting.
team. I don't know how to feel about it yet.
I mean, we haven't seen the show. The little bit we saw the trailer and we reacted to, you and I both had mixed opinions about.
I think the trailer's awful.
Yeah, we'll see how it
But
goes.
I'm excited for the show because I've seen more than you on the show.
Well, yes. Scripts for season 2 are also done in
Animatics.
Thank you. Are halfway finished, which is cool.
Essentially storyboards.
We're gonna pull up.
So head over heels in love with these characters. And I also, by the way, like I've now like read all the scripts for season 2. We're halfway through the animatics. Like it is what, you know, Jeff is building brick by brick in this show starts to pay off. And you feel it in season 1. You grow connected to these characters so that when everything starts to lock into place and pay off by the end of the season, I don't know about you guys, but like I feel it really in my soul.
Yeah.
And it just gets deeper and deeper in subsequent seasons. We're also we're greenlit for through season 3. So in a couple of weeks, I'm going to hear his pitch for the 3rd season of the show, and I'm like a fan. I cannot wait.
So that's cool. That
Great for the team.
catch me up. Who is he?
This guy is...
I'm assuming he is.
I think he's head of animation.
Okay.
I think. And then click on that handle. Yeah.
Jeff.
He's the showrunner, director. Yeah. This is the trailer that we watched a couple...
I'm just gonna let it run up while we talk.
Yeah. So from what I'm seeing, the episodes are going to be dropping at midnight.
Oh.
So in 3.5 hours.
East Coast.
What was that?
3.5 hours from now. Pacific.
Okay. So then, yeah, so we should be able to go ahead and do the live streams before Lorcana.
Should, yeah.
We can limit ourselves down because we're only doing a reaction to it. The longer reaction will be the finale one, so maybe we'll just skip Lorcana that night.
Yeah.
That way
We have to go this week, though, because I have to talk to John.
No. Yeah, I'm not saying skipping this week. So
yeah,
we are gonna. Yeah, so we'll be watching these. We'll go ahead and go through all of them. It's an interesting take. Some of the animation I'm not crazy about.
We've discussed this. The art style I'm not super happy with. I understand what they're trying to do. I don't think it looks great in animation.
Yeah.
Background characters are frozen most of the time.
You're right.
And that's extra weird, especially when it's a dialogue heavy scene and all your background characters are frozen.
Yeah. I mean,
but like Jamie, for example, I got to see this entire fight, that one in the street where he uses the tripwire. I got to see that entire fight at D23, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. So it makes me hopeful that they have a great vision for combat and for story. If it doesn't look the greatest, I'm okay because the fight scenes look great and the character interactment and what they're doing with the character is new to my knowledge and different, that I like it.
That's fair.
Because in this one, that white suit he gets from Norman Osborn.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you, I don't think you have. Oh no, you did play it. So Spider-Man for PS4, you know he mentors under Otto Octavius,
Yes.
right? Similar approach to that, except he more so actually mentors under Osborn.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a different approach to the character. It's a different approach to the story. I'm excited for it. Obviously, I'm a Spider-Man fan. I'm going to be excited for it.
Yeah.
Is general audience? I don't know.
I pulled up the trailer a little bit before so I could watch it before we started playing it here. I don't know how I feel about the art style.
I think the trailer's bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that it's a bad trailer.
But like, I have a hard time watching stuff like that. Like, to be completely honest, the first little bit of One Piece was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because of that for me.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time with that. So I'll get to it and watch it eventually.
Sorry.
When that would be, I don't know.
All good. Yeah. Drops in 3.5 hours. Might defy George and watch the first episode on my own.
Well, if we're gonna go ahead and do our live stream reviews of them before leagues, we may not be able to watch them together.
Okay. So you're telling me that I can watch all 3 episodes tonight?
There's only 2 tonight.
There's 3 tonight.
There's 2.
Oh, no, there's
Three
2.
tonight.
I can watch. No, there's 2. There's 2.
Oh.
Yeah, it's 2, 3, 3, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right.
You're telling me I can watch both episodes tonight by myself.
I might be up and watch them tonight too. That way
Okay.
I can actually pay attention and have like my iPad out and such and not be at work.
Yeah.
But yes, you can watch them tonight. I'll watch them. If I'm watching them at midnight, I'll shoot you a text. That way you can shoot me messages if you want.
Yeah.
I'll be asleep.
Okay. That's fair, Jamie.
I have a
But
busy day tomorrow.
that brings us to the end of the articles.
That's it.
That's it. Oh, wait, we didn't actually finish talking about everything.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how the easiest way is going to be to share this because I can't. Would you deselect off the picture? Thank you.
Oh.
So somebody was at the parks today.
I was. That's right. I was at the
And what
park
did you do today?
We went and did the Lunar New Year Festival.
And how was the Lunar New Year Festival?
It continues to be the least supported but the most popular festival.
That's fair. So, let's go through your items. You got here.
This was the Vietnamese style iced coffee churro.
These look disgusting.
This was the best churro I've ever had on property.
Oh, high praise though.
Yeah.
How hard of coffee flavor is it?
It's more that like milk coffee taste than coffee. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love coffee, so I loved it.
Then we had over here.
This was the quesadilla. I also recorded videos that might get uploaded to the YouTube if I can get them to George. As like a big chunk. It's also recorded on my phone, so the quality is like a lot lower than what you guys should be used to. But this was the quesadilla egg roll. Me and Lane both agree this was the best thing we had today. It's like a birria taco, but an egg roll.
Did your tab only get you 1 egg roll?
Yes.
That's a lame tab.
Yes.
I expect 2 egg rolls.
Yes.
What?
This was the I don't remember the name because I don't care to. This was like the firecracker wings, I think.
Okay.
First immediate thought. What do you think the texture is when you touch it?
It looks almost like burnt-ish. Like not burnt, but like a little bit rough and
like fried
it's
chicken.
Sticky. They use a fire. It's a paste. The heat is
I can
paste.
see that.
My second immediate issue is that there is no flavor to the heat. It is just heat.
That's a weird choice.
Second, because these are festival booths, they are mass produced, and they sit on a table for 15 minutes before you get it. So it was room temperature.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one thing. That seems to be more of a problem with us. Like, it seems Florida has it figured out pretty well. So, get on it, Disney.
Get on it. The garlic noodles back from last year. We wanted to give it another try. The bowl was a little bit bigger this year, and it did stay warmer this year than last year. Because our immediate complaint last year was ours were cold.
Well, no, they always were cold, but that's good that they're warm.
It looks good.
And then this was the Kung Pao Bao on the left side, which is also returning from last year. Only get one this year. Again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Because I remember it came with 2 last year.
Correct.
Oh, or did it come with 3?
No, it was 2.
Okay. But yeah. It's still good. I think it's still good. And then the one on the right was the red panda bao, which was pork based with cabbage. All it was pork and cabbage. And it was
Well, yeah,
pretty mid.
that's from Pixar Fest.
Yeah, that's returning from Pixar Fest. I don't know why they didn't bring back the cheeseburger bao, and we got this instead. Angry. I don't remember what this is called. Hold on, let me pull up my text. But this was at one of the vendors that they bring in. This was Tangulu. It's like candied fruit that they skewer.
Okay.
Lynn really liked it.
Looks like grapes.
On a
Yeah,
stick.
it was grapes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I said that twice apparently. But that's looping.
No, you just said several of them twice.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see. I don't think particularly.
Was that it?
Let me see. Oh, I had my hot dog blind. This is 20 out of 10.
Ugh.
And then we also got the red bean paste churro.
Okay.
Lynn got it. We picked it up, walked to a table, sat down. We both smelt it, and we both felt sick immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a good sign.
So we just threw it away. We wasted one of our Sip and Savers on it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Again, I think Lunar New Year is the best festival. Not food-wise. I think everything else about the Lunar New Year festival is like the greatest festival. It's just the least supported for some reason because the food is awful half the time. There's the Sip and Savers are 6 instead of 8, but it's like the same price.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, man. And it continues to be the most popular. At least in my opinion, it seems to be.
Well, and that's where I think Food and Wine would be the best overall one if they went back and did like what Epcot does and what we used to do and do, you know, the actual food seminars, the cooking seminars, the like that side of it. Again, for several years, Guy Fieri would go ahead and come down and do a full seminar for private dining, and he would cook everybody's meal right there. Like he would cook a sampling of it, and they would serve exactly what he made to everybody in that private one. Those were really cool experiences, but we moved away from those, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to it?
No, that was all.
Well, cool. If you made it to this part of the VOD or in the stream, and you want to go ahead and throw something in the comments, Justin's going to give it to you right now because I don't know what he's going to say this time.
Spider-Man tonight.
Spider-Man tonight. Hey, at least it's relevant and not, you know, yellow monorail.
It is relevant. It's always relevant.
Anywho, be sure to like, subscribe. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.